Assalamu alaikum. Again, you have tuned in to the Conscious Life show featuring the Goddess Movement. I'm not going to say it's been a while, but, I have been very busy. But as usual, always being mindful of what time it is and what must be done. I have came to a decision that I want to read from the Bible tonight. And what I want to read from the Bible is from Malachi, the 4th chapter, which speaks of Elijah. And it speaks like this. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. And unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with the healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, said the Lord of hosts. Remember ye the law of Moses my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Then it references to Zechariah 14th chapter and 12. So we're going to turn to that. In the meantime, the reason why I read that is because, so many people want to accuse Muslims of trying to build up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as though he sent himself, or as though we are in some type of denial or delusional about who the messenger is to us all in America. Not just to Muslim so-called American Negroes, but to Christian so-called American Negroes and Hebrew so-called American Negroes, whoever. It says no other name but Elijah. Unless Elijah comes and turns the hearts of the fathers and the children back to one another, even after that, then Allah, the God, would be justified to smite the earth with a curse. But first there is that time of warning, of healing, and of togetherness, and of gathering together, rather. So it says, it references to Zechariah 14 and 12. So we're going to turn to that. Zechariah 14 and 12 reads, And this shall be the plague, wherewith the people will smite all. Let me read this. And this shall be the plague, wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. This is talking about decay. This is talking about like being the walking, living dead, walking around dead where you yet are alive. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. So, I dare say it's self-explanatory to me, but for those who don't understand, what this is talking about is today, how we're fighting among another. We cannot even live next door to one another, or less known in the same neighborhoods, without it being drama and hatred, jealousy, and fighting. However, my point is that the book says, unless Elijah come, it didn't say Elijah was a symbolic name for some other character or some other personality. It said Elijah. And it just, it's not coincidental that Elijah pool name was Elijah. And then all it took was for him to come into the circle and meet up with one who would explain to him, who would teach him, and yet allow him to learn what his mission would be for himself and for his people. I mean, I don't think we think clearly about this, brothers and sisters, but had not Master Farad Muhammad came and taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we would not know what we know today about divine and supreme wisdom. We wouldn't know anything about being black and proud. We wouldn't know anything about being the gods of the universe. We wouldn't know anything about coming from the lineage of kings and queens and divine, renowned, great people of the past. We wouldn't even know how long we've been on this planet. Praise be to Allah. However, my point is, yes, Noble Drew Ali came. Other brothers came with a word. Marcus Garvey came, organized a beautiful and huge organization. Yes, they love their people and they tried. But the point was, and the point still is that had they had the complete package, if they had the keys, then they would have been able to do in America what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did, and then die and still leave a legacy where he was untouched. You say, well, he could have got shot, or he could have got killed, or he could have been embarrassed like Marcus Garvey, or ran away like Noble Drew Ali. But the fact is none of these things happened. Why? Because they could not touch the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because he was the one that was spoken of in the Bible and the Quran, and because he did have the power and the divine protection from Allah himself, the God of the universe. So I mean, that should be clear, brothers and sisters. And we have all these days set aside for Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Marcus Garvey and Noble Drew Ali, and not a day is hardly mentioned. My messenger's birthday comes and goes without hardly a whimper. The Quran speaks about this, and the Bible speaks about how the true ones would always be denigrated and lied on and talked about and mistreated. So, just wanted to bring that clear. And with that say, reading Deuteronomy, starting around the 20th verse, you will understand even more so about the mission of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as styled as Moses. And if you read it carefully and read from Deuteronomy up to Joshua, you will understand totally what time it is and what must be done. And so, sisters, we sit around waiting on Jesus. We sitting around waiting on Moses, Farrakhan, and everybody else. We have already been mandated what our job is as black women in America and what we should be doing. However, since we have failed tremendously, first we must repent. And once we repent and turn back, then we will come to understand our job and what must be done. So I thank you, sisters. Excuse me. I thank you, sisters, for tuning in. I'm just going to drop seeds from time to time, because first you need to be embarrassed. You need to be embarrassed for how our country, well, I'll put it like this, our communities in this country of ours has turned out. Being the first teachers and the first nurturers, we have failed tremendously, sisters. And it was our job. On our watch, we let our communities fall. We let our black men fall, and we have failed them, and we have most definitely failed our children. And how can I say that? Just look around and see how many of our young boys are dying in the street. Our young girls are still getting pregnant, unwedded mothers, and how they look in the street and in the media, and how we look across the whole globe. Excuse me again, sisters. I implore you to understand that only through the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad the GCC training and the knowledge that was in the GCC manual is our help. And so to get that, I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I'm here for you. Hit me up. Got us on the move at cock.net, and we can get to work. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.